From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may see all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum hunabku, eva maya e maho. Ayum hunabku, eva maya e maho. Ayum hunabku, eva maya e maho.
Welcome to Viada's Tiny House Village. This is a very, very special day, time, hour. October 23rd, 2025. 43 years ago, there was an amazing event that took place in Arizona, and Mama AZ is going to share a lot of more details, but I'm going to just tell you what it meant for me to explore this date today. Now, this morning, I got a call that my best friend, my spiritual partner for 5 years, left his body and was freed. His soul was freed from a body that had been in suffering and pain for so long, for the last year or so. So Mikael has left his body and is free. His soul is free. So I grieved yesterday when I was with him, and his limp body, the morphine was taken over. That's what they do these days when you're in so much pain and conflict. At the end of your life, you're going to get the morphine because there's pain and suffering. So there's lots of lessons in that. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow morning on health and well-being with Viada. But for tonight, this day, why did it happen today? Mikael decided to leave on October 23rd, 2025. And on this day, 43 years ago, that's a 7, there was a huge conflict between the police and a religious cult that many called it. But the woman who was leading the religious organization behind the so-called cult was named Francis Thomas. In fact, Pastor Francis Thomas. This woman, oh my goodness, when Mama AZ been asking me, I don't know how many long to look up my Francis, you gotta look up this woman. You gotta look up, yeah. And she has been talking about this woman. I'm gonna put up a new power and might of this woman. Let me just share a little bit about who this woman is, who was the leader of the religious organization 43 years ago that had a major conflict with police in Arizona. I'm going to pull up a little biography that they have on their website, because they still have a website and a church. There is still a church because this woman was so dynamic. It's like amazing. So I want to share with you a little bit about her, and you'll understand why she was so amazing. They called Pastor Francis Thomas she's the founder of Christ Miracle Healing Center Church. And you can imagine 43 years ago, they had their own thing going on. And this woman was the head. Now, let me just go into some of the details of her. She was born in the era of slavery in the hills of Tennessee. And she was the founder and pastor of a church in 1963. And the most important part I saw is this woman had 10 children. I don't know if she birthed them all, but she was wed to Mr. William Thomas Sr., and to this union were born 10 children. Okay, that's just the beginning. Mama, woman, female body, birthed 10 children. Now, they don't say how many lived, how many died. When I saw 10 children, like, what the? And remember, she was the leader, head pastor of this church that had a major conflict in Arizona. They relocated to Chicago, Illinois. She became a singer. She became encounter with the Creator. God changed her life, saved her, sanctified her, filled her with the Holy Ghost. And this change was total submission, saved her. She sang for Jesus. She, along with her 10 children, I guess, I don't know what was in this woman was something very special. She had a recording group called the Miraclettes. They recorded many albums. And as a result, she faced many afflictions. Now, here's the other thing. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. Her faith was tried, and tried again. The first was asthma. Now, today, asthma, you get plenty of drugs to treat your asthma. After which she had obstructed bowels. Now, this was one of the reasons my friend and partner and best friend Mikhail passed. He had obstructed bowels for a long time, but he dealt with it. And then her third and final affliction was breast cancer. To breast cancer, to surgery, the removal of her right breast. Wait a minute. The third and final affliction was breast cancer to surgery. The removal of her right breast. She refused surgery. The removal of her right breast. I think they got that mixed up. She refused surgery, it says, the removal of her right breast, and signed herself out of the hospital. So they did not remove her breast. They tried to. They got that line. And the Creator healed her completely 3 days later. And she surrendered her life and will to God, which was to preach the uncompromising, unadulterated gospel of JC. So then she started a ministry. Now I'm just reading about this amazing female body going minister. She was, some people back in those days were just so passionate about religion and Jesus, and she was just one of those. And she was blessed with a storefront church, progressed the evidence, signs, and wonders. And she had many people following her. Now they moved to Miracle Valley, Arizona. And I'm gonna let Mama AZ come in after this, because Mama AZ was born in that area, in that country, Arizona, call it a country, where Native American energy spirit was very powerful. But when this church moved, she was one of Brother A.A. Allen's revivals at the Coliseum in Chicago. But then when she got healed and blessed, she decided to move to Miracle Valley, where A.A. Allen was. After the will of the Creator been completed, she returned to Chicago. Now, that's the little part they don't tell you about here. The will of the Creator had been completed in Miracle Valley. She returned to Chicago. There was a lot of will being done in Miracle Valley, Arizona. It wasn't some minor thing. And I want to just show you a little clip before I bring on Mama AZ of what that will was about, what happened in Miracle Valley that caused even these, I'm sure I got to show you, these three white guys. I found these three white guys did an hour and a half conversation on this woman. Let me just show you this real quick, because I watched most of this skipping over. I'm not going to play it because they got all kind of copyright issues going here. These three guys right here, this story about Pastor Thomas Francis was so significant that these three white guys did a whole hour and a half just on this topic. And the topic was about cops versus cults. They went into every type of subject you can imagine: traditions, cultures, what's right, what's wrong, treatment of children. Evidently, children were born stillborn, and they had ceremonies that people didn't appreciate. And American Christian Church moved into this area of Arizona, and conflict galore occurred. Confrontation galore. And I just want to pull up these guys' picture. For an hour and a half, they talked about every aspect of this conflict, which to me just showed how significant this topic has been. Now, this actually was 5 years ago when these guys talked about it, but it is still a topic of conversation. Now, here's just a little video before Mama AZ show comes on and explains what happened to her in modern day Arizona, where race is still an issue, even though we like to think that we've advanced and improved. This video kind of shows the summary in 2 minutes of what went on at that time in Miracle Valley. In case you don't know anything about Miracle Valley, Arizona in 1984.
It was Saturday morning, October 23, 1982, when Cochise County Sheriff's deputies entered Miracle Valley to serve traffic tickets on members of the controversial all-black Christ Miracle Healing Center and Church. A confrontation erupted. Church members Augusta Tate and William Thomas Jr. were fatally shot by deputies. The incident was preceded by a history of trouble in the small community, including a school boycott, a bombing that killed one church member, a hammer-throwing attack against a TV news crew, and fighting outside Buena High School at nearby Sierra Vista. The church members have now gone home, back to Chicago. The Christ Miracle Healing Center and Church is now empty, but the ramifications of the events that took place there will be evident for a long time to come. Some 21 church members were charged with riot and assault in connection with the October 1982 shooting. But now, Pima County Superior Court Judge Thomas Meehan is ready to dismiss charges against all the defendants. The reason is that Cochise County is unable to pay for the defense of the indigent church members as required by state law. Prosecutors who want the charges dismissed so that they can be refiled claim that financial problems are the only reason the trial cannot continue. But defense attorneys claim that the county has other motives for not wanting the Miracle Valley trial to take place. The defense wants the charges dropped with prejudice so that they can never be refiled. At the heart of those motives, according to defense attorneys, are other pending legal actions. The county and various county officials are named in a $75 million civil rights lawsuit brought by the church members. There are 2 investigations into the shooting, one by the Department of Public Safety, which is continuing. Last Friday, an attorney for the DPS told the hearing that at this time, the chief investigator apparently finds the church members' version of the shooting more credible than that of the deputies.
They dropped all the charges. The church reached a $500,000 court settlement. Here we are today, October 23rd, 43 years later, still dealing with courts and conflict and contradictions. And that's what my analysis and summary of today is. Conflicts ending. My friend and partner, his conflict ended. His soul said, whoosh, I'm out of here. He's in peace now. So glad he's in peace. All the suffering and pain, which I'll talk about tomorrow morning, has ended. And so Mama AZ is with us tonight on the phone to share what happened to her. If you were with us on last week, we were talking about senior citizens being evicted, and she's one of those individuals who has had to face this threat. And now she's going to tell us what happened in court today, I believe, right? Mom AZ, you had a court date today? Take yourself off mute. Okay, Mom AZ, are you on mute?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead. You had a court date today, right? Another confrontation that needed to be resolved, right?
Yes, and it looked deep down inside. I knew because of today, the shootout, and they had me to appear in court today because my involvement psychically, or however you want to put it, with Miracle Valley, Arizona. There are a lot of people who really have issues with Mama Bonfire.
You.
Cochise County.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And I see that today plainly. Family, I got 5 days to be put out on the street, or else they are coming to set me and my food out. I'm taking my most important things, and whatever happens, whatever, I need your support, everybody, family, because this is serious business. You know, my brother has this saying about Robbie, you ought to run like a nigga with a dinner bucket. If you got that room, the apartment, and all I did, family, was went and got some pine needles out. Several times they've charged me with things because of my culture, and I broke the house rules. However, everything is in divine order. I don't know where the Creator is going to place me, but I know why. It is bigger. All this issue is taking place because of what today represents. And not only that, I've been searching, family. And Dr. V, I don't know what to say, child. I love the freaking bejesus out of you. You just, as long as I'm warm, I got my mattress and my hospital bed, and I could put it up in nature. I can put it up in nature as long as I'm warm, you see. But I guess I got a little bit too inquisitive from the dreams that I've been having. The reason that I ended up, family, at Miracle Valley was because of this video called The Monkey Boy. That little child was 6 years old, and I was 6 years old when I got baptized. My mother happened to be there at a camp meeting in Phoenix, Arizona, of A.A. Allen's, and that was the night that that land was turned over to Reverend A.A. Allen. But I'm going to get to the point. Back to Pastor Thomas and Reverend A.A. Allen. A lot of people put those two episodes together. And there have been some really, really negative things that has been said when it came to A.A. Allen, or people seem to want to connect the shooting with Allen. Allen was long gone before Pat Thomas came on the scene.
Okay, so on October 23rd, 1982, you're saying A.A. Allen was not even around.
No.
Right, okay.
He made his transition on my great grandson's solar return play. I've been researching all of this.
So the event happened under the leadership of a woman, not a man. A.A. Allen was a man. That's what I found so significant, that this conflict, this major confrontation, two people got shot, the police got injured. It was a huge event, even for the country. It was known, but A. Allen wasn't around. It was Pastor Thomas, Francis Thomas's leadership, and the people who were following her who were involved in this confrontation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen Dr. V, Allen wants the truth to come out, along with Pastor Thomas,
who are now on the other side.
Exactly. And it's getting stronger. It's getting stronger. Even Minister and Pastor Thomas are working together along with AAN and Shogi Effendi. We got to do, because today is the most holiest day within the Baha'i faith. And that's another thing. The shootout, the court date, all of this. 5 days, five. Come on, numbers people. I know what's up.
And it's interesting that my friend Mikael decided to leave on this day, because 2 days ago he was actually asking his daughter, "Why am I still here?" And then after that, the morphine was going in more often, and he shut up. He didn't say nothing else. He's like, "Why am I still here?" And then 2 days after, he decided to leave on the 23rd of October, a big day that a confrontation ended in Arizona 43 years ago. And then even for you, Mama AZ, this conflict you've been in with these landowners in your space has ended. You have been given the directions, instructions to 5 days to leave that place and start over again. So this is all in divine order, like you said.
Oh, no joke. Because let me tell you, when I walked into the courtroom and I saw the aura around that judge, I said, then I saw the aura, and I said, oh shit, this is getting stronger. And I knew how it was going to end.
And you didn't walk; you were wheeled in a wheelchair, weren't you?
Definitely, my foot. I wouldn't have been able to make it there. They would have had to send out a warrant for my arrest, because I had to get a pain shot. And able to get up there to do what I had to do, but it didn't. It really doesn't matter, family, to what is happening, especially people with money. And I know I came here for this purpose, because you were able to pull this up. Dr. V, how long I've been asking people to research. It wasn't time. And you weren't in the house. Not you have elevated, because Pastor Thomas and Reverend A. Allen asked me to ask you to research. And family, for people who do not understand what I'm talking about, look up Lee Carroll. Look up many other people. Her name. There are several people who can, but a lot, the majority are Caucasian. And I've been saying this for a long time. And no more am I going to live like a nigger with a dinner bucket, because I'm senior citizen and I can get a space. Not anymore, because where I'm leaving from, those are money people. They're not only money, they are reptilian. And I am serious as a heart attack.
And that's why you've been in such conflict with these entities, these energies, reptilian, whatever they are. And just like in Miracle Valley 43 years ago, this black church moved from Chicago to Arizona to meet the reptilians, the racists, whatever you want to call them. It was a major conflict. And even my friend, for him to leave today, he wanted us to bring attention to all of this today, because it's brought attention to this day like never before.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, family, I am packing. Dr. V, Scorpio, Archangel Scorpio is what I call this beautiful 22-year-old angel. He's 22 years old. He is psychic. Oh my God, I just saw my dad. Oh my God, I just saw my dad. Oh my God, I just saw my dad. Everything, family, is all in divine order. Something is getting ready to happen. And that is why Minister, Pastor Thomas, Reverend A. Allen, Shogi Effendi, all of them, even Dr. Delbert Blair, I saw all of them there at that temple in Miracle Valley in 2017, before Minister made her transition. She was there along with Sophia Stewart, Michael Beckwith, Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett. All of them were there. And Dr. Blair was leading. And Reverend A. Allen was on one side, and Pastor Thomas was on the other side, along with Dr. Blair and everybody else that I mentioned. Even Bob Proctor. He was the only Caucasian in that vision. He was part of the secret. Look him up. You see, this is why Rebecca came on your show. Because Alan opened up that gate for her to be interviewed on your show.
And that was Rebecca, for those of you who don't know, is she the great granddaughter of A. Allen? Yeah. I think she's the great granddaughter of A. So I had her on my show about a year ago. Yeah.
And Dr. B, I have been, it's getting stronger.
Yes.
It's getting stronger. And see, I spent 14 days on a vision class in 2020 at Miracle Valley. And before that, I had a council with Reverend A. Allen's son, Paul. And I said, I would love to go and visit and just pray, because I'm getting ready to have the 45th procedure from alcohol-fueled syndrome, my bones. And I said, I want to just be in that energy, but I didn't say it like that. And he said, just go, young lady. He called me young lady. He said, just go, young lady. Just go. Don't say anything to anybody. Just go. This came out of Paul's mouth. And shortly after that, Reverend Allen came to me in a dream and said to me, the gate is open. This is a fact, family. And then I didn't know Beth Harris, who was baptized by Reverend A. Allen, okay, in Florida. But that, Dr. V, that isn't all. Back in 2020, when the stimulus checks came out.
COVID time.
Yes, and I want you to really archive this, because things are getting kind of sticky. And if anything happens to me, I'm serious. After what I saw today, I'm like, okay, no issues. However, I didn't back down. I didn't pay any attention back then. I gave the maintenance man the $650 to get my gear and my compound, my everything. I had it on YouTube, and they cut me off. So anybody who has pictures of my stay, my vision quest time there in Miracle Valley, it would be a blessing if you could find those pictures. I had helicopters flying all over me for 14 days, taking snapshots, Border Patrol, seems like every brother and his cousin was checking this woman out in a doggone tent. Sheriffs and that maintenance man that took me out there, he was told by Miss Mary that he would be fired if he assisted me anymore. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now we're talking about, and for those of you who are first time viewers, Mama AZ just turned, what did you turn, 73?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
73. She's in a wheelchair. She has a disability because of her legs. And so if you want to help her move her transition from this location within the next 5 days, you can send me a Cash App to this address, $sign Vietron, and I'll make sure she gets it. Because what we're seeing her represent is the end of conflicts and confrontations, and moving to a place where the Creator is placing her, where she can blossom and do what she's here to do in a more comfortable setting, I would say, and with less conflict. I think we're all moving into less conflict if we decide to make the conscious changes that need to be made at this time. And that a lot of it is giving up food. All these people going crazy about their food stamps being taken away. We've been warning people for a long time that the S was going to hit the fan. Here it is, November, and people are, where people were, well, how am I going to have Thanksgiving dinner if I don't have food stamps? It's like, what, really? Yeah, that's where we are right now. So, hey, how about all that food that you're making? Invite these people over who don't have any food stamps. Those who do have money, those who do have food, it's time to invite your neighbors. Not just have one big feast for the family. It's time on Thanksgiving. This is the time to invite everybody in the neighborhood who's gone broke, who lost their job. And Mama AZ, you'll be in a new place. And so we want to hear from you about your new place when that comes up. Because this is inspiration for other senior citizens who might be going through this, or not even just senior citizens. We have people, I would say, from every generation right now being displaced, suffering health challenges, mental illness is everywhere. And so it's up to us who are conscious, mentally sane, mentally healthy, physically healthy, to reach out so we don't all get caught up in the hysteria of the government weaning you from the breasts, because that's what's happening. Everybody who's been sucking on Washington, D.C.'s tits is now going to be put out in the streets. So let us be compassionate for our brothers and sisters who find themselves caught up in this situation, and be mindful everywhere you go. If people are begging for money or whatever, just hand them something if you have it. If not, pray for them. This is really the time to end conflicts, end confrontations, and for us to be more compassionate in this period if we don't want to all suffer, because this is a collective energy swirling around us where people are suffering and in pain. And I am just grateful that my partner and friend is no longer in pain. He is free from his body that's been in serious pain. So, Mama AZ, you have any closing words? We're not going to be long tonight. We just wanted to share the updates tonight and help you to think about Miracle Valley today, the anniversary of all that conflict that ended by people returning to their homes in Chicago. Basically, they had to go back to Chicago, and they have a thriving church there. Well, I don't know about thriving, but they have an active church in Chicago now, even though they went through that major confrontation.
Well, it's the daughters.
The daughters. Out of the 10 children, the daughters took over.
I'm serious. And Dr. V, it would be wise to do a 2 or 3 because this information, I'm only a messenger. I had no idea what I was dealing with until I started researching, and I'm like, oh my God. And I hear these people, you know, because it's necessary. And just like uh, the young brother who drove himself, you know, the truck and on the highway just outside Miracle Valley, Highway 92, Mark Newton Court. I was here. I was living with the fear in my room. And apparently when he hit that truck to cross himself over, he blew my lights out in my room and nowhere else.
So he ran into a tree, you're saying?
No, he ran into a truck.
He ran into another truck?
And crossed himself over.
Okay.
And I didn't know. I met him. He showed me how to go to the shower room. I think this was in 17. And he got it. He guided me how to go to the shower room because I was traveling. Matter of fact, I know I was spending 6 weeks at Fort Naco, the Buffalo Soldier Camp, on my Earth Day. And I was taken over to Miracle Valley to shower. And this is when I met this young man. And so for him to cross himself over and come here, and I asked him, I said, why did you come to me? He said, because you listen. He said that to me, Dr. V, and 2 days later, I go to Miracle Valley to do a little ceremony there at Reverend Ellen's resting site. And I find that he had crossed over because the girl that was taking me, she's been on your show. She was taking me there to do a little ceremony there at Alan's site. And she drove in the wrong gate. And I said, oh, shoot, I don't want him calling the sheriff on me because he had issues. And that's Mark Bentoncourt's dad. He had issues with. So I called at the time, Melissa, and I said, you won't believe where I am. And she said, Miracle Valley? And he said, yeah. She said, are you there to share your condolences? And I said, Melissa, what are you talking about? You don't know, pal? What? She said, their son himself into the truck.
Well, it's like suicide is rampant today, especially with veterans, and it comes in many forms. So I'm grateful that you were able to hear that story and hear it and absorb it and get the lesson from it. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow morning. The lessons from our veterans and from ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. ACEs is so important to understand why adults are committing suicide, why adults are getting cancer. It really goes back to your adverse childhood experiences. And we're going to talk about that as well as the degree of suffering and pain that people go through has a lot to do with that ACEs score. And the sooner you resolve that conflict within your soul, the better off, the longer you're going to have on this earth and the better quality of life you'll have. So thank you, Mama AZ, for sharing that story. And we'll be in touch. Again, if you would like to donate to Mama AZ's transition she's going through in the next 5 days, which we don't know where she's going to be yet, but we know it's going to be a good place. Send a cash app to my cash app here, Dollar Vieta Robinson. And I'm offering, actually, for those of you who like to read, I am offering 3 of my books for a discount this week, because so many people are ignorant and need help and are lacking knowledge. So you can get all 3 of my books, Sherman Howard, Football and Beyond, From Fear to Faith, and our new book, Vegetable Soup, for only $20 with a cash app. And I'll send you all 3 PDFs for you to read and study and become wiser and smart and healthier, for one, and raising your consciousness. That's what this is all about. This is a season to raise your consciousness, because stuff is hitting the fan. These EBT cards are just the beginning, as you can see. If they don't decide to stop funding the immigrants, then we're going to see a lot of federal employees are homeless and begging for money and food. So now's the time to educate yourself, empower yourself, and help others like Mama AZ who need the help. And so our communities as a whole can be healthier. Any final words, Mama AZ, as we say goodnight?
I just appreciate Dr. V, that I was able to follow my spirit to this age, and no one knows from day to day. And I'm so abundantly grateful that I've had these opportunities this far on this planet to investigate, to find out if I'm hearing things or if I'm crazy, and know, and it's getting stronger, especially with copper people, if they pay attention. And I want to add to this, Pastor Thomas, and I would love for you to do a full-length show on this woman, because she was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it in my dreams, and she says, you got to get somebody to tell this story. You got to get somebody. Allen inspired me to Pastor Thomas. That's why she came, because of the energy of Allen, and that is what he, Shogi Offende, really rolled on the carpet with that. Because people, think about this. I'm gonna put this in a piece of pipe and drum smoke on it. Allen had one of the most awesome musicians, the music minister, Gene Martin. Gene was no joke. Allen knew the energy. Being part Native, part Cherokee, his mom was, and he had, and Pastor Thomas knew this.
Well,
that's why she came.
I think I'm gonna try and get one of her children. When I found out she had 10 of them, it's like, okay, let's bring on the children to find out what was it like to be raised under a mother like that. So I'm going to work on getting her children on the show, because they would be the best testimony for us to get to know this woman.
I tried. I talked to their secretary years ago. Her name was Mary, and all of that documentation is gone. But what I'm saying is, how Allen was so potent to people of color, especially because he knew.
Yeah, of course.
And he knew his strength.
Yeah.
And he was not going to allow Klan or anybody else.
You're breaking up. I don't know why.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, on in and out. You coming in and out. That's why no, we're gonna say good night because I think that's a sign. But thank you for bringing that up. I'm still gonna work on that. You never know. It's the time. We know it's the timing that's involved in everything. It's like I was waiting for my friend to leave and he picked this day of all days. So it brings our attention to the language of the universe and how we need to pay attention to numbers and days like this to shift our own lifestyle and how we think and how we walk and how we do things. So thank you, Mom AZ, for sharing, and we'll be in touch. And everybody, come back tomorrow morning. I'll be here at 9:00 a.m. tomorrow morning to talk about it's still breast health awareness month. So I'm going to say a little bit about that. And the fact that a woman can have 10 children and have breast health cancer and get over it says a lot about the degree of healing the body can perform when you just have the right mind and set on who you're here, why you're here, and your purpose. So,
Yes.
and then we're going to talk about the dash in between birth date and death date. And the dash is where you can learn how to survive and thrive in this world when you go to funerals. I love going to funerals because I pay attention to what that life was like. And so you're going to hear about a life that we'll share about the lessons so many lessons about survival and suffering and pain. So thank you all for joining me. It's late and we want to say Sat Nam and Namaste, Ashe, Ashe O, Hotep, and Shalom. So be sure and call your friends. This is one of the things that the lessons I've learned from this experience with my friend, suffering and pain that he went through. Even though he couldn't talk very much often in the latter days, we would still call and just say a few words, even if it was a 15-minute conversation. We were connecting and getting an understanding. His words were, "I wish people would understand me. I just want people to understand me." And I got to that level of understanding by listening and shutting my mouth. So for all of you out there who have friends who are struggling, just listen. That's all. Some people just want you to listen. And I'm learning especially to just zip my lips and listen. And that's where the quality of my relationship with this person improved. So see you tomorrow morning. Everybody have a good night's rest and shalom.